Penny says hi. Say hi. You say hi? You're rotten. Daddy just left and she's a little upset that he didn't take her with him. You see? You say hi? Huh? You say hi? Welcome to West Virginia. My name is Cheryl and this is my channel, Tranquil Stitches. Today is Monday, June 6th, 2022, and this is my FlossTube episode number 139. How is everyone? I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you're all happy, healthy, getting some stitching done. I've gotten some stitching done since I last saw you that I wanted to share with you, and we'll get right into it. So I have 3 finishes. I'm going to show you those, and then I'm going to pause for a second, get my whips. It's going to be a little choppy, you know, so bear with me. So let me show you what I've gotten done. My first finish, this was in May. I finished the Blue Ribbon Designs Easter Wishes Benevolence, and here is the way it turned out, and I adore it, just like I do all of them. They're wonderful. I'm doing one of these a month, so they are just turning out so beautifully. There are the words, and part of, you know, the rest of the design is over 1, but a lot of it's over 2 as well. This is from the Easter Wishes, and I'm doing this one on, it's a really pale lavender lilac color, so it's pretty. And I did change up the butterfly colors. I made them, they had white in there, and the white's not really showing up because the fabric's so pale, so I just made them purple and yellow. So that's that one. The second one I also finished in May. This is Coffee Drinker's Confession from Beth at Heartstring Samplery, and I finished this one. I'm tickled with this too. Turned out really pretty. I did change up the green, but the rest of it I think is in the called for colors. So it turned out really, really well. And this sentiment is very true for me. So, love it, love it. I think this is Heartland from Picture This Plus, I do believe. I might be mistaken, but I know it's not. I know it's not Vintage Country Mocha. It's Picture This Plus fabric because, you know, it's not so much an open weave. But yeah, it turned out really pretty. So this was whip goal for May, so I did meet that goal. And then my other whip goal for May, I didn't finish until June 1st. This is Berry Merry Christmas from Scarlet House. And I did finish this one up. Isn't that pretty? This linen is like a raw color, and it's very similar to what the model stitched on, and I just think the white just pops. I'm so happy with this one. It's so pretty. So that's that one. 3 finishes. Okay, I'm going to grab my whips and I will be right back. Okay. The first one is Village of Hawk Run Hollow. This is the 3rd block that I'm working on. It's the 3rd block across. Got my required stitches for May in this one. So there's where it is now. And I still don't have this red. I'll get it eventually. But there's where that block is now. And I'm going to make this into my elementary school. I need to know the year it was built or opened. I'm not really sure which one I'll go with, whichever one I can find at this point. But I had mentioned that, and someone had said that a lot of schools, buildings like that, have a brick with the year on it, and I believe it does. I remember there being a brick. Now, the school recently burned a few months ago, but you know, it's brick. It's still, that part's still standing. So I think I'm going to go over there and see if I see that brick. If not, I'm going to go to the county clerk's office and see if I can't get some information over there. But so I'm happy with this. I enjoy doing those bricks and those windows. It's a lot of fun. So a little bit at a time. The next one is Elizabeth Weston from Hands Across the Sea. She got her required stitches as well. I put in another flower. This up here is new. This here is all new. So there's where she is. She is a big girl. At this rate, it's going to take me forever to get her done, but that's okay because the journey is what I enjoy. Not, you know, I don't like rushing through anything, so I'm just taking my time and enjoying the stitch, you know. The next one is Witch's Hollow by Primitive Needle. And this one was one of my unicorns, and I'm so thankful for that I have it. And here's what I got done on this one. I got that little cute rat mouse and, you know, started the second row. This is a fun stitch. I don't want to put it down when I get started on it. I really don't. This is on Picture This Plus Fog, 36 count, 1/2. With the called for, mostly weeks. There are a couple gentle arts, I believe, but it's mostly weeks. I was a little concerned about that green for the mouse, but it's such a gray green that it works. Lisa knew what she was doing. So that's Witch's Hollow. And then the last one I'll show you this time was drawn for June Whip Go, and I've been working on this month. This is Away We Ride by Blackbird Designs, and all I have left on this is the border. I started this in 2018, so I'm trying to finish it up this year. It's slated for a finish on Whip Go, and it was called for June. So here's where it is. And I put in a lot more of that border going across. And apparently last time I worked on this, I didn't like the darker black for the acorns. And so I used this gray. It's not really showing up, so I decided this time to try the black, and I like the black. So I think I may leave 1 or 2 gray ones and disperse them here and there and then do the rest black. I did my own conversion for this one, so it's well within my wheelhouse to do that, I think, because, you know, I chose the color, so I think that's what I'll do. I'll just sprinkle a few gray ones in there. But I'll be glad to work on this one this month. This fabric is 32 count doubloon from Picture This Plus, and it is wonderful to work on. Some of the Picture This Plus, I've noticed the weave is tighter once they dye it, but this one's very nice. And I love his white art base. So those are the whips that I'll show you this time. I have also started the new Blue Ribbon Designs ornament for this month, and I did work on Vintage Housewife a little bit last month, and I did not finish the May part, so I'll be pulling that one out again. I think I got 200 some stitches on it, so I'll be working on that one. That one I'm doing over 1, and it's a lot of color blocking, a lot of solid stitching. So, you know, I do that. Sometimes it's okay, but sometimes it's like not what I want to do at the time. So I'm pacing myself with that one. So I've been able to keep up with it so far, but I was just not in the mood to do that color blocking last month. So I do have some retail therapy that I'd like to show you. So let me grab that and I'll be right back. Okay. I have been wanting some Bent Creek designs, and I contacted Laura at the Slovak farm to see if she could place a Bent Creek order, and she did. and that tickled me to death. So I did order some Bent Creek patterns. Now, Bent Creek is old school to me. Bent Creek has been around for as long as I've been stitching, and some of their older designs were hard to get at, you know, a certain point, and I've been able to find them now. I've been purchasing and you know, secondhand, buying new when I can to get the ones that I don't have that I really want. And I was happy that to find out that none of their designs have been retired. They told Rochelle and I that when we were at market in 2019 or 2020, that I was surprised because some of their mantles and branches are, and photo booth charts are really hard to find, and I thought they had been retired, and they go for big bucks when they sell on eBay. But they said no, nothing has been retired, that all the shops have to do is contact them and they can order those charts. So I was tickled to death. So she did, and the first one I got is a snapper. Now their snappers come with actual little snaps that you sew on. They're little snaps, cute as they can be. It was just different, you know, at the time for them to come up with that. This is the red thread. This is maypole. And I danced around the maypole when I was in 6th grade. That was a huge honor for anybody in my elementary school to be chosen to do that. They chose 2 boys and 2 girls from each grade, and they were able to, you know, hold one of the ribbons, and during the ceremony, we wrapped them around the pole. So I was extremely happy to get this one. It's just a little memory lane for me, you know. So that's maypole, and like I said, you know, this is a snapper. Now the branches and the mantles I've been searching for quite a while, and I was able to get one of the branches. Now this comes in 3 parts. They are also snappers. They come with let me see how I can show you this. Okay, let me do this. They come with buttons and the snaps. Let's see. Well, I'll get it here in a second to where I can show you. But here are, Lord of mercy, there are the buttons and the snaps for this one. And this is part 1. On part 1, it's Hootie Hoo Owl and the border. So you get the owl part on the left, and then the words. It says, when the owl and witch together are seen, there's mischief brewing on Halloween. And that's Hootie Hoo Owl and the border. And those snaps are just interspersed through there, and the buttons. And then part 2 also has a star button and some snaps, and it is Little Squirrely Witch, and you just add it to the branch. See, that's part 2. That little witch, oh my gosh. Oh, and then part 3 is Haunted Birdhouse, and it is the furthest on the right, and it finishes up the branch. Is that not the cutest thing? There's a branch for, I think, most of the holidays. I know there's a Thanksgiving branch. I know there's a patriotic branch. But I'm hoping to get, now, Laura got herself the patriotic one, and we're going to a swap when she's done with that. So I won't have the snaps, but it's that adorable. I just love that. And then the last thing that I got is Santa's Hat of Holly. Now I've stitched Candy Corn of Mischief. I've got Heart of Hearts. And this one is Santa's Hat of Holly. Now this is absolutely adorable. It is a full kit. It's stitched on 18 count linen with pearl cotton. And there's what it looks like. Is that not precious? It comes with the button. They're working on the house next door, so I hope that's not too distracting. But isn't that cute? There are lots and lots of these little kits, too, different themes. And like I said, it's a full kit. It's got the 18 count linen. You stitch it over 2 with pearl cotton, which is included. So cute, 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 cute. So if you like Bent Creek, they've got a website. Look and see what they have, and then Laura would be happy to, you know, fill an order for you if you'd like to contact her. I'll put her information below, and you know, just let her know that you'd like something, and I'm sure she'll help you out. The next thing that I got is my Lady Dot finishing pack for. I get it every other month, so this would be May's. And this one is Peridot. They're each color themed, and they have a linen. It's more of a fabric than it is a, you know, stitching linen. And then it's got trims. It's got crochet, rickrack, lots of silk. There's silk ribbon in a lot of them. There's usually pins, charms, buttons. Just now, this comes from Crazy Annie's. It's exclusive to Crazy Annie's on Facebook. I'll link her below as well. And sign-ups are at the end of the year. So if you would, now they do sell out very fast, you know, for this club. So you have to be on guard if you're interested. But these are great. They're good for junk journaling too, because they come with all those trims and things. So that's, you know, I like those for that reason as well. And then back years ago, we're talking late 80s, early 90s, I actually hosted parties for Creative Circle. If you've been in the cross stitch community for that many years, you'll recognize Creative Circle. I had so many of those kits. But they offered needlepoint, cross stitch. They had lots of different crafts, needlework. And I had a couple of the lace net darning kits. And I happened to think about those. Something made me think about those kits, and so I went on eBay to see if they were out there, and they were, and I was able to snag 3 kits, and I'm so excited to get back and do this again because it's so much fun. This is bunny and duck pair. You get both in this one. I'll take this out so you can see it. It's a full kit, and here's what it is. It's a very open, like netting kind of thing. And then you weave the thread. I'm thinking it's pearl cotton as well, or just cotton. And you weave it in and out of the squares to fill in the squares. And it's like it's kind of like a CC cross stitch because the design is stitched and the rest around it is open. And then you can put any color behind it that you want. They've chosen blue here, but it is no green. And I got one background and 2 mats. So I guess I'm going to have to get another background. But see, that's what you do. And then the green shows through. Okay, lace net darning is worked on poly cotton net woven with 6 mesh to the inch. So it's lace net darning thread is what they're calling it. So, but it's now that I feel it, it's not cotton. It's more silky. So I did get 2 mats in this one, just one background though. And you know, all the kits were open, but I think so. But here is the I'll put it on the back of this so you can see. Here's the 2 different threads. And it's silky. It's really soft to the touch. So that's that. And then here is the netting. So you can see, you know, the squares are very big. And you use a honking needle. And I'm happy to get the big needles too, because they're good for journaling, for binding. But here's the netting. And see, when you put those stitches on there, you fill the stitches in, and then the background shows through. See? So it's so much fun. It's very relaxing to do. You just go through the hole and back through the same hole until you fill in the square. And you don't carry your threads over open squares. You've got to be mindful of that, because they'll show through, you know. So I'm excited to get started on this. So that's the first kit that I got. And then I got two that I wanted back in the day, but they were very hard to find, and I found them. So I'm very excited about that. No, these two are not open. These two are full kits. So this one has a dowel in it to hang it from. There's no, and the knobs to put on the end of the dowel. So that's pretty cool. Creative Circle was really quality back in the day. They had really good kits, but this one is Snowflake Village. And there's no matting or anything in this one, just the dowel and the knobs and the kit. Isn't that pretty? I like it with the blue. You know, and with all of the color options in papers and matting board and everything now, you know, you could get something maybe gradiated from black, you know, to midnight blue, so that the sky would look, you know, there's lots of options now that there weren't back when this kit was created. And usually they use the same paper, and then they'd mark which kit is in here. So that was something odd for them too. But here is the stuff. There's the knobs are in there for the dowel, and then the netting. And then the other one that I was so tickled. This is so pretty. This is called Santa's on His Way. Look at that one. Isn't that beautiful? This one has some metallic in it. I'm assuming for the bells on the reindeer. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's some metallic, the gold metallic on there. And then there's two different colors. There's a darker and a lighter thread. And so, yeah, this one is finish size 12 inches by 58 inches. So that's going to be long. It's 6-count collie cotton net. Collie cotton. Collie cotton net. Cotton poly net. What did I say? I don't know. Lace net darning thread, metallic thread, number 16 tapestry needle, graph, and instructions. So that's a long 54 inches. So I've wanted that one for forever. So I was tickled to get those. Cool. So yeah, I mean, look at Creative Circle on eBay. There's so many different. I've stitched several of those cross stitches. I stitched the one with the quilts hanging on the line with the geese, because geese were the thing then, you know. And I would like, I don't know what went with that after I stitched it, but I would like to get that one and stitch it again. So, yeah, some nostalgia, you know. So, last time we had a giveaway. Oh, okay. In my April wrap-up video, I believe, I had offered up as a giveaway this cut press sew from the Fat Quarter Shop. This is Lori Holt. Cut press sew quilt. And I'd asked you to say quilt, and the winner of this one is Lori Thornton. Congratulations, Lori. Lori Thornton. Give me an email. My email address is below with your address, and I'll be happy to get this chart to you. So thank you to everyone who entered for that drawing. And then for this week, I'd like to offer up the Coffee Drinker's Confession by Heartstring Samplery. So it's, I made a working copy, so it's a used chart, but if you'd like this one, tell me if you like coffee, if you prefer coffee or tea. I like both, but if I could just have one the rest of my life, it would be definitely coffee. So that's the chart that I'm offering up this week. And let's see what I've got next. Okay, Needlecraft Corner. I just want to let you know that they are taking sign-ups for Fabric of the Month from Fabrics by Stephanie. If you're interested in Stephanie's fabrics, contact Dreama at Needlecraft Corner. I put her email down below as well, so you can contact her and she'll send you some details or give you some details about the Fabric of the Month. But if that's what you're interested in, I think the new club starts in August or September for the next year. So if you're interested in that, give her an email. And so around here we had, since I saw you last, some things going on. We had a hailstorm to end all hailstorms. I have never experienced that intense amount of hail since we've lived here. I don't remember the last time I saw hail like that. I'll put a little video clip here. Yeah, that's what, I mean, that hail was huge. I thought it was going to break my windows. It was terrible. And it scared everybody. It scared, we were afraid it was going to dent the vehicles. It was pretty intense. And, it was almost sunny when it was happening. It was crazy. So that was fun. My husband and I went magnet fishing. We had a lot of fun. I've linked that video below. It's about a 7-minute video if you're interested in watching that. Pulled up some interesting things. So, and then we had some excitement that my neighbor messaged me and she said, "What's going on up the road here?" She had just pulled out and she said there were emergency vehicles. And she said that it looked like there was a vehicle in the creek. Now I live on a straight road, okay? It's as straight as it can be. You can see from one end to the other. And the creek runs alongside it. Somebody had managed the night before to put their vehicle in the creek on a straight stretch of road. I don't understand how that could happen, but they ran off the road and into the creek and left the vehicle. Just left it, and somebody seen it the next, when daylight came and called and they pulled it out. But that, I was like, how does that even happen? They sent rescue squads and everything, and the fire department was here, but there was nobody in or around the vehicle, so they just put it in the creek and then walked off and left it. So probably didn't have any insurance or wasn't legal, but I mean, who does that? I mean, how does that even happen? But I guess, maybe they fell asleep. I don't know, but that was interesting. So I'd like to also ask for your prayers. My sister, my middle sister, has skin cancer. and they did a biopsy, and she goes Thursday to find out the results of the biopsy. She has it in 3 different places. So she's a redhead, and she's so fair-skinned. She's been fair-skinned, you know. She struggled with the sun and sunburns, and so keep her in your prayers, please. And I'm hoping very much that it's you know, the kind that they can deal with, you know. And also, if you've been with me a while, you know I talk very fondly of my former mother-in-law. We're very, very close. She's like my second mother. Well, she has breast cancer, and they are doing a lumpectomy today, actually, and it's very small, and she's, you know, she goes for her mammogram just like I do every year. She's very good. You know, she's 80 years old, and she's constantly going, you know, every year for her mammogram. So she's caught it early, and so we're just hopeful that it's not in her lymph nodes, and that they can just you know, take it out, and she'll be okay. So please, if you can spare a prayer, some good healing thoughts for both of those ladies, I would really appreciate it. It's been quite a couple weeks, so but they're going to be fine. They're both, I told them both, they're too ornery for anything to happen. So yeah, just keep them in your thoughts if you don't mind. And I'm not going to end on that. I'm going to tell you another story about something that happened. So the other morning I was up at like quarter to 6, and I heard this dog bark. Now sometimes, like when the fan's on, you know how when you get in the shower you can hear sometimes you can think music's playing, or you hear somebody talking. Well, the fans were on, and I thought, well, you know, this dog didn't sound, it wasn't one of ours, so I didn't recognize the bark, and I thought, well, maybe it's the fans, I'm just hearing things. So I turned the fans off and opened the door, looked out, didn't see anything. And I thought, well, it must have been the fans. And as soon as I shut the door and started walking back in the house, it started up again. So I said, that is a dog barking. So I looked out the door again, and there's this hound, because it was, you know, like that, how a hound barks. And it was literally in the creek, on the other side of the creek. And it was about 1.5 feet, 2 feet out into the water, standing there, facing this way, facing the road, just barking and barking. And I said, what is wrong with you? Because I thought maybe he wanted to get across and was scared to, or something, whatever. But he was just carrying on. And I stepped out onto the porch and looked, and right across from him, he had run a deer off the mountain into the creek. And the deer was on the other side of the creek in the water, facing the dog, and the dog was going, shoot it, shoot it. You know? So I clapped my hands, and I told her, I said, you leave that deer alone, because they'll do that. They'll run, you know. That's, to me, that's not hunting. If you send a dog to run a deer, and then you just mosey in whenever you feel like it, you know, the dog has the deer cornered, and then you mosey in and just shoot it, you know, that's not hunting. What's a sport in that, you know? But unfortunately, some people around here train their dogs to do that, and he was just like, shoot it, and he was just fussing. And I clapped my hands, and I said, you need to leave that deer alone. So he took off back up the mountain, and I caught out of the side of a glimpse of something else, and there was another dog, another hound, and he was down the creek a little bit, just in case that deer decided to go down the creek. So both of them, all I had to do was, you know, clap my hands and fuss at them, and they ran off. And I watched that deer for a long time. It was so, you know, it was tired because it had been running. And my husband said those deer play with dogs all the time. They'll backtrack on their own, you know, path, and throw them off, you know, throw them off the scent. And so it had gotten the water, you know, to do that, and it was waiting it out, you know, because he knew that dog was just going to give up. And I watched that deer for a long time, and it was grooming itself, and just, you know, trying to calm down and enjoying the cool water, you know. And it's probably about 10 minutes, we heard the dogs barking again, but they were way far away, and the deer heard it. And it was like, well, I guess there's enough distance between us, you know. So it was very, you know, cautious when it got out of the water, but directly it did, and it went on its way. But I thought that was, you know, it wasn't funny, but it was funny at the same time, because that dog was like, okay, I've done my job, you know, where are you? You know, am I going to have to stand here? How long am I going to stand here with this deer? But, you know, it was funny. So, but the deer's fine. It ran off, and it's crazy country living, you know. So anyway, well, I hope you are having a good day, and I appreciate you stopping by and spending a little time with me. And until I see you again, happy stitching.